Okay, so now we have made our way into Capital. And as you see, the door for Garden is right over here. I'm going to show you two different ways of being able to make it over there. Is just after spawning and speaking to Sid, we want to triple jump. Right over here. We're going to hit this grapple. And we want to triple jump past this tree and look up. As we look up, there's a grapple that you can't really see here, but there's a grapple on this little walkway. So triple jump just like that, hit this grapple, boom. Now we've made it up. Same position. We want to rail slip off this rail, and this kind of plays into the whole thing where I kind of mentioned it earlier. If I left it in or if I cut it out, might be cutting certain things out, might be leaving certain things in. I have no clue yet. Pretty much, if you hold skate while doing a rail slip, you will get more distance. If you let go, you'll get more height. We want distance because we want a rail slip to where we can get in between these trees, preferably make it all the way up to the top here. If you don't, you can land down here and still, work your way up. So pretty much I'm gonna jump, hit this rail slip, hold the camera up for the manipulation of gravity, boom, you can make it up. That was very clean. I'm actually very surprised that I got that on my first try while explaining it, but that's pretty much all you want to do. Rail slip right across. I will show you the second way if you do not want to go that way, because that way can be a little daunting, especially if you do mess up. The second way of being able to do this involves taking the train, just like we did to make our way to the clock tower during Capital. So we're gonna make our way over here, climb up this rail, boom, boom, boom. And the reason why I say this one is a tad bit easier is because it involves just having to get down to this section over here. So we don't have to worry about making up a way up here. We don't have to worry about making it anywhere near this rail. We want to get down here. We can even land down here and still make it. So this one gives you a lot more leeway. So see, here we go, rail slip, and bam. Now we made it to exactly where we need to be able to make our way into Garden. It just clicked in my head that I didn't show you where you have to go if you do make the rail slip up here, so sorry about that. If you do land up here, pretty much you just want to make it over here. You can party up this rail, and bam, there you are. You've made it. Same place. Going the first way might be faster, but the second way is a nice little safer route if you feel a little bit more comfortable doing it that way, if you've practiced that rail slip a decent amount of times. So now from here, we are going to want a rail slip, and we are going to use gravity. As you kind of see, the camera while we're on this rail kind of pulls us to the right here. Instead, we're going to jump off this rail and go straight. So we're going to skip this door, we're going to skip all these clouds, and we're going to make our way all the way through here to the little cathedral and garden. You can do this while partying, and once again, if I didn't mention it earlier, if I cut it out, partying is when you spam skate on a rail to get a bunch of momentum. You can do that while partying. It's a little awkward, especially if you're still getting used to the game, so I'm just going to go over it with rail slipping. So if you've learned how to rail slip at this point, I'm sure you should have, because we've done it a few times now. You want to come up, you want to rail slip. Right before the curve, you want to jump off, and you kind of have a little leeway with your second jump, so you want to use that. Soon as we kind of get pulled into this gravity, you want to kind of keep right in tune with the big ball or the little moon in the background, just like that. So we just skipped the door and we skipped all of those clouds, saving us a ton of time. We're gonna come over here and make our way up to Sid. For this route, we're actually going to need warp. As far as things goes, we didn't have to do that for Crater. We didn't have to do that for Capital. We didn't have to do it for Basin because we didn't need the warp. But for this route, we need to be able to warp back up to the top after we get to the basement. So we're going to come up here. We're going to activate this. As soon as it activates, we want to hit tab or whatever it is for console. You want to hit your warp button or key to avoid having to hit the dialogue for Sid, so we can spawn Sid without having to speak to her, and we can immediately warp. As soon as we come back from the warp, we want to turn around, make our way down here towards the backside of the little cathedral. You even want to make your way to this little rib cage. If you triple jump right towards the beginning of this, so I'll show you again. I kind of like just flew through that, so I'm used to doing it on a run. This is another thing I didn't mention. Clouds kind of give you boost. So if you triple jump out of a cloud, it gives you a nice bit of boost on the ground. So you don't want to triple jump constantly on the ground because it's not as fast. But if you're doing it through clouds, you move significantly faster. So if we triple jump or double jump out of these clouds, you see all this boost that we have. And we can use that to our advantage to just move a lot faster, keeping all that momentum. This is what you do not want to do. You do not want to boost out and then triple jump again. You see, we got so much slower. We just lost all that momentum because it broke our speed. So as soon as we come down here, double jump, we have all the speed, holding skate, of course. Come through here, time slip, kill these guys. We can time slip again if you want to. You want to grapple. As soon as we hit this, dash up, kill this guy, dash across, kill that guy. Oh, didn't kill him. When we get about here, we can actually just jump off, hit time slip, or I mantled to him, but you want to time slip directly to this prong, and you can hit the grapple. And that's how you do the first die for Garden. As soon as we load in, we're going to go over to the right. We're going to jump right down, flying through these clouds using our movement. Like I said, if you double jump out of clouds or dash out of clouds, look at all that speed that we have and momentum. You just want to come around, and from here I am going to show you two different ways of doing this. So one way, I'm gonna just let this go out. It just popped into my brain. I'm kind of glad that it did, because I would have just kept going. There are two different ways of doing this. You can choose whichever way works best for you. So after hitting the one inside, you can hit this one on the outside. You can triple jump up to this little mushroom and triple jump up to this tree. The next one outside of this first one here will actually be up here, and from here we can just triple jump and attack that. Speed wise, it's a little bit slower than doing it this way, but after you attack it here, you can actually jump up to this, and you can dash jump to attack it just like that, and you can, pretty much continue on. I'll show you the dash jump way, but the mushroom way to the tree is still the same. Attack the inside one, attack the first outside one, climb up to the tree, dash across, and boom. So here we are. Attack this. Use our movement, come through here, climb right up. This can be a little difficult, but dash jump, attack it, hit that, time slip, straight to the eye. That's how you do the second eye for Garden. I'm gonna get this animation, and this is the first reason why we wanted that warp that I mentioned as soon as we got it to Garden, is because in order to get back up there faster, we can't back out to the menu for a checkpoint, because our checkpoint is right here. When I hit warp back into Garden. Now we are going to spawn next to Sid, and we can move on to the next eye that is going to be in this room next to us. Haha, it's me again from the future, coming in to say that this is going to be part 1, and part 2 is going to carry on and be longer. Yep, go watch that for part 2 to go see the rest of Garden. Bye!